Today on Wrench Every Day, I show you guys how I bit off more than I could chew, and now I have to sell my project. I'm sorry. Welcome everyone to the shop. It is a brand new year, and we have a lot of updates on our Wrench Everyday channel.
Lots of good things.
Lots of good things and lots of new things. You guys might have noticed that we have a new logo and a new intro, and that's not the only thing that we have that's new, is it?
No, some people have asked for it, and we wanted to offer it to you. We have merch that you can now pick up and get, starting with this beauty.
So I love this shirt because sometimes one man's trash is just trash. This is my Lexus SC300. Yes, so this is our first shirt that we're putting out, and people can get a little bit of a prize. I don't know what you'd call it.
Souvenir.
A souvenir, yes.
Of your questionable choices.
Yes, because if you buy this shirt, then
we have little pieces of car.
Yeah, so this is a little piece of my SC300. This is actually the graffiti bombed bumper that we cut up into 100 pieces. So, and they're all signed by Jared and I. So this is going to go out to the first 100 people, and you see that these are all numbered. This is number 68, just one off from a giggity, and
we got 81, 24, 50.
Okay, and we have 100 of those in there. So we have a brand new bunker branding link down in the video description below. The first 100 people that order this shirt are gonna get 100 pieces. Well, they're not gonna get 100 pieces. The first 100 pieces first 100 people get one piece. We also have other stuff on our merch store.
We'll have more.
So we have just a straight Wrench Everyday shirt. That's our new logo, and I love this. Like, Bunker Branding came up with this, and it's just very, very clean. It has it's a loose nut because that's what we are.
We have a lot of those, and you can get this black or white. Then we have, I think this one's my favorite shirt. Well, this is my second favorite.
Okay.
And that is questionable choices with the bent wrench. I mean,
yes.
What kind of choice were you working on to bend a wrench like that? So
very questionable ones. Okay, so we have this one, and they're all available in different sizes and well, the shapes are all going to be the same. It's a shirt, unless you have varying amounts of limbs.
And then this is probably my favorite shirt, just because it's adorable.
Yes, so that is the Pura shirt, and this is going to have, we'll get into all this a little bit later, but this has a special significance because each one of these shirts, a portion of the proceeds will go to a special rescue, correct?
Yeah, it is the Schultz Foundation, which is the scholarship fund from the Great Pyrenees Rescue of Atlanta. That's one of their former rescues, and that fund is used to help train the Great Pyrenees Rescues to be service animals and companion animals. They are fantastic at it, and Pura is actually a service dog for my wife, so it's very important to me, and it's awesome to be able to put some of our proceeds to help train more of them for it.
Yes, that would be very, very cool. Now, this is all available in the link in the description below. Please buy them. You'll get a cool thing if you're the first 100 people to buy this shirt.
Now, that's only the SC300 shirt, so that way, make sure if you want a part of the car, buy the right shirt.
Yes, that's true. Now this shirt has a SC300 on it. This was my old one, but we also have this one.
A little nicer.
Yeah, it's a little bit nicer. Now, we were originally going to put a 1JZ in here and have a 1JZ shootout because you have a Ford Probe.
No, I have the greatest of all the Supras, the Twin Turbo R Mark III.
When you say greatest of all Supras, are you, I mean, like, do you know what you're standing in front of? Because
mine's better than that. It weighs less.
Okay. Well, I guess Ford Probes are pretty light. Yeah. So this was supposed to be a 1JZ, which is a 2.5 liter 6-cylinder twin turbo, and we're going to do a 5-speed, and then we're going to do a shootout where we do kind of drag and
drag, autocross, just whatever competition we can come up with to race the two and see which one the Supra is better.
Yeah, no. So what I ended up doing was changing my mind sort of mid-project because I bought this to be very clean because my other SE was not clean, and that met a interesting end. But in the last episode, we did a little bit of an update on this car. I didn't give too many details, but today I am going to give you more of a detailed look into what's going in because there's a lot actually coming out of the project in general.
Yeah, everything is changing. Cylinders, displacement,
Yes.
gears, pretty much all of it. And I want to be angry about what you're doing, but I can't.
You're not angry because you're excited because it's
Well,
going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome, but it's cheating a lot, and I wanted to do it in a different car, but you beat me to the punch. So
That's fine. So right now, before I tell you what we're getting rid of and what we're putting in, let's get this car out. The battery's actually dead, and I don't want to turn it on because it has a massive power steering leak. So let's just push the car out, and then we can really assess what we have to do in this car. Man, this is a really good-looking car. I really like how this all looks. Unfortunately, this is all going away.
well, the looks aren't.
Maybe. I don't know. So I have decided that all of this is going bye-bye, and we're going to be getting rid of this by selling it because, boy, howdy, do these command a very big price in the marketplace.
They've gone up just a lot.
Yeah,
like
just,
everything.
so much, so much. So I paid, I think, like $1,500 or $1,400 for this many moons ago, and this came with a harness and ECU and everything and accessories. And now these are like how much?
Just the long block, which is the valve cover to the oil pan. Nothing else. I've seen $3,500 listed around. Like the good quality ones are almost $5,000, which is absurd. It's a mixture of there's not many left and shipping costs are astronomical right now. So
I don't know if you know, we're in a pandemic, Jared.
yeah, there's been a few things that affect global travel and transit and
Yes.
yeah, so everything's gone up in price. So having one that we know runs well domestically with an already extended harness to go into our left-hand drive vehicles.
Yes, so there is a harness there that I extended all the wires to because in right-hand drive, you have the harness that just went into the car right here, but obviously on left-hand drive, it goes all the way across, so you have to extend it by somewhere like 2 feet.
Yeah, 2 to 3 feet, depending exactly what chassis. But so that has to be done because they didn't come in left-hand drive cars. There's lots of little things, and you have the ECU that we know is good, which they tend to go bad.
Yeah, I mean, we see that the car was running.
Yeah, we ran and drove the car a little bit. So it is a very good engine, which is a good thing to have.
So what's going to happen to this is I really like the Lexus ISF, and Jared really likes the Lexus ISF. We drove his Lexus ISF, his 2008, on the Dust Ball Rally. That's actually how we met in the first place, and that car was just amazing. It has an 8-speed automatic transmission, makes around 400 and something.
Yeah, mine's a little over 400 to the wheels, fully tuned. It was the first 8-speed actually to market. The first 8-speed automatic. You got to give it.
That's too many gears. That's too many.
It's just right.
No,
just right.
Yes.
Full-time lockup torque converter.
And let me tell you, the ladies, when you say full-time lockup torque converter, that just gets them going. Yeah. So with this car, with this project, instead of doing a 2JZ, I figured I don't want to do a 2JZ because, first of all, I have one over there on the Tavarish channel. We built that up, and that makes a ton of power. But this car came with a 2JZ and naturally aspirated. I didn't want to build another one of those. And a 1JZ is basically like a 2JZ, just not as good.
Listen, if you go on the forums, this is the best flowing Toyota cylinder head ever made.
Okay,
and that's why they didn't use it on this engine and developed something new, but this is the best cylinder head.
All right, Club Lexus. I hear you.
And Super Forums and everywhere else.
Exactly.
So I understand what you're going for. You decided to go with twice as much. 2.5 liters, the 5-liter 2UR.
Yes. What's going in here is a 2UR GSE V8 5-liter with direct injection and port injection. And over here, we're going to put the brakes and the rotors and calipers from an ISF. Will get bigger wheels and tires. And I'd like to do all the suspension ISF. One really interesting thing is that if I sell this engine and we can get this engine out and sell that, the combined money that I'd get from this would pay for an ISF.
A crashed one.
A crashed one,
Yeah,
yes.
I was gonna say-
No, because those are going up in price too.
Apparently, some YouTubers have started talking about ISFs, and there's been a bump in the market value, which kind of is disappointing because I was thinking about maybe getting another one for the family. But I mean, we already have 2 between me and the father-in-law. 3, that's not enough.
But we need to corner the market on ISFs. So for this, obviously, this is a very dirty engine. So now that we've talked everybody's ear off, now we're going to get dirty and start taking this all apart. We're going to take the harness off. We're going to put that to the side. We're going to clean everything. We're going to take these off, put a borescope down there to show everybody what it looks like inside an engine that has been run pretty well for the last 2 decades. And then we're going to put it up for sale. Now, this is going to be up for sale, and that's going to be up for sale. I'm not sure when we're going to take this out, but you guys can help us out because I don't actually know where I can get a crashed ISF. I don't know what the budget's going to be. It's probably going to be around $6 to $7 grand. It will need to run. I don't obviously need any of the body panels, but I do need the engine and drivetrain and interior stuff. I need the wiring to be intact. So if you know anybody that has an ISF, or if you have an ISF that you got on Copart or wherever, and you want to get rid of it, then let us know. And we have new emails, right?
We have new emails along with new merch and everything else. We're working on getting wrencheveryday.com launched, but that means you can now reach us at jared@wrencheveryday.com or Tavarish@wrencheveryday.com. So if you want to buy this, email us. If you've got an ISF to sell us, email us. If you've got a car you think we might need to add to the family, email us.
Yes.
So you can reach to us a little bit better there. It's going to be a little bit quicker to respond. If you've been trying to send Instagram private messages, those get lost. So email us, and we can hopefully communicate to you a little bit better. But I'm tired of talking. Let's get some tools.
Yeah, let's get dirty. Let's start taking this thing apart.
You know where your motor mounts were made?
Where?
The Czech Republic.
Really?
Yeah, made in Czech Republic.
Okay. Well, my motor mounts are also very cheap hockey pucks that I got from Sports Authority a very long time ago, but they did the job.
Fantastic. Don't knock hockey puck motor mounts. They work.
Yes. So let's move this a little bit this way.
So you can sit right in that oil.
Yeah, so I can sit right in the oil that came out of the engine. Remember when you said that there was no oil in this engine?
That's an oil filter, and I don't care. A good Mobil 1 oil filter's one-way valve is going to hold oil.
I feel like you're just making excuses. Anyway, so here is the intake manifold released from the 1JZ, and we can see into the intake ports, and they look pretty good.
Yeah, I remarked as soon as we pulled it is how good, other than the organic matter from sitting, the intake ports look. There's not a lot of oil buildup or anything, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it just it means that the turbos aren't necessarily blown. They're not putting their oil back into the cylinders. PCV system is working as it should, and honestly, it looks wow.
Yeah,
That's
fresh.
Yeah. How many miles would I mean? Just discount all the dirt and stuff. How many miles do you think this engine did?
I want to see in here, and then I'll give you that estimate.
Well, okay. So how about this? How about this?
I'm guessing
by this, how many miles does it have?
44,000.
44,000. So
Is my guess there. But you could have seafoamed it. Like, you could have cheated.
Seafoam would not do this if it was done like 20 years ago.
Well, remember, the owner between you and you before, the middle owner, he didn't drive it a lot. So anything you did 20 years ago, you're responsible for now.
Okay, so this looks okay. 44,000 miles. Let's pop the cover, see if that is a true statement.
That gasket is pretty proud. Here we go.
Okay.
I'm not going to retract that statement. This is
It's pretty clean. This doesn't look like super burnt up or sludgy.
It's
used.
a 90s engine, so there we go.
Yeah.
Exhaust side, a little more buildup, but still.
This is fine.
Maybe
well, there's
70,000 miles on this.
There's
engine.
no discoloration on any of these. Like there's just a little bit of, dude, this is
scoring.
Yeah.
So when you're looking, just a quick tool, you want to look at the tip of your egg of your cam lobe, the high point, and
but only the tip.
Only
the
tip. That's going to tell you the most about your cam, and you can see the tiniest bit of increased shininess on the ends. That's normal. You want to look and see what almost becomes dull on the tip, and you'll even see it start to get a little flat. And that's called wiping a cam lobe. And there's no evidence of that. There's no checkering. There's no indication that she's hurt.
Now, there's a little bit of rust here, but that's only because this is pretty crappy chroming that was done here. I did not get the engine with this. I traded somebody for this. I was like, oh, I really want this chrome set, and ended up just doing this. So the original is just kind of just this kind of metal, and it's fine. Now we know that there's no blown head gasket, nothing like that. The intake looks fine, the valve train looks fine, and if this is okay, then that means that this engine is good to go.
There's one more thing we can do to kind of just be our final. This is a good engine. We feel comfortable selling it as a good engine to the next person. We mentioned it earlier, and that's taking the look inside. So we're going to pull the spark plugs, grab the little camera, and take a look.
Okay, so we have our borescope, and Jared is putting his scope in a bunch of tiny holes. So, what do you see?
The cylinders look really good, but we've added a couple leaves. Despite all of our vacuuming, some of the leaves made it in there. So we're going to blow those out and vacuum a little more. Thankfully, that is organic matter, so it's not going to harm things. It's soft. We know this.
Yeah, I don't think a leaf is going to really do any sort of damage.
But we can see 3 and 4 at their bottom, and aside from leaves, a little bit of buildup, and otherwise looking quite good. So let's turn it a little, if you don't mind, so we can look at 5 and 2. And again, we can see a little bit of buildup on a piston and some more leaves. So I don't know if those came through the intake port, because we vacuumed the top before pulling anything off. When you're looking, you don't want to see lots of shiny pit marks or anything like that, because that's an indication of detonation. You don't want to see a hole. Definitely don't want to see a hole in your piston. All right, go ahead and keep rotating. And again, we see some buildup. A little bit of black soot, which is generally fuel. See, we did a lot of idling. But I think we do have a good engine.
So this may seem like it's a little bit excessive, but I want the next person who owns this to
There you
be. Oh, hello. Hi. So I want the next person to own this engine to know that it's a good, honest engine. I'm not hiding anything, and everything that we took off, obviously, it comes with. And I hope that this engine can make it many hundreds of thousands of miles running very well. So this can go into 240, like a Nissan 240. It can go through into 350Z, G35, basically any
E30 BMW, like any car.
Okay, so now we're just going to put this sort of back together, at least the valve covers, and we're going to put everything else into a series of totes and boxes, and we're going to box all that up, and we are going to put it up for sale. If you guys want this engine, then please do email us. Email links will be in the description below, and just say what you'd like to pay for it. Realistically, knowing what this looks like now inside and out, what do you think it's worth?
Well, and again, given everything extra that comes in, there's going to be Grady E-Manage, and there's a couple other small parts from the project that we're adding into it.
Yeah, so you have a tuning piggyback. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's something. It can give you a little bit of tunability. I have the harness that has been lengthened for a Lexus SE. You can definitely adapt that to something else.
Third gen Supra, the A70 Supras, it's about the right length for that.
Yeah, and I have all the accessories that would be necessary. It's not the Mark III Supra accessories, which has the hydro fan and whatever that you'd have to then plumb up.
So it's a real good swappable platform. Really, again, right now, the hardest part is we're in such a weird market that like $4,250 is not an unreal price. Two factors: they're hard to import and age. This is a 30-plus-year-old engine. They're not making more of them.
Yep.
And this is a really, really good one. But still, don't be afraid to email Tavarish and make an offer. And
I think honestly, somewhere around the $4,000 mark is fair. And just make me offers, and this engine can be yours. Obviously, it's going to need to be shipped. I am in the Central Florida area, and it weighs a lot. So if you're going to pick it up, then bring a friend, because it weighs a lot. I think that's it. We have some cleanup to do, and then we have some other projects to do, don't we?
We do. So we don't know what's
we
coming
don't know
next.
what's coming up, but there's a lot. Like, we have a lot planned. So it should be coming up in the following week. So stay tuned for that.
Yep. You remember how to close it?
I don't remember how to. Okay, so
hey, thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm Jared,
and I'm Tavarish,
reminding you to always make questionable choices. And when your friend has a bad idea, support them 100%, and then you have it to rub it in their face later.
And buy $4,000 1JZs. Bye bye.
Bye.